Miami lost the most lopsided series in NBA history. Not Heat history, all of history. Cavs outscored them by 122 points. Cleveland was so good that in Game 3, Davion Mitchell outscored Donovan Mitchell. Cavs still won by 32 points. So the plan was just put Tyler Herro in pick and roll and pick him apart. Herro's defense made Ty Jerome look like a superstar. And the worst part, Darius Garland disrespected Herro by actually saying this to the media.
What's the key to playing clean basketball like that against a team like that?
Pick on Tyler Herro.
Ha! So you know what Tyler said? Oh, there is no way we are going down 4-0. The worst loss in Heat playoff history. No team has ever been humbled like this. So what do they do now? Well, Bam Adebayo said there are going to be a lot of changes this summer. Understanding how the guy with the silver hair works, be prepared for that. And that means everybody. You think anyone is safe after basically giving up in games 3 and 4 at home? They shouldn't even be allowed to wear those little Heat culture uniforms next year. Oh, but will the silver hair guy even be around? Because Stephen A. Smith just said that Pat Riley should step down and Eric Spoelstra should head basketball operations. And a lot of fans were like, does Stephen A. actually have a point? But no matter who's running this, the Heat have one game plan. If you look at the top teams in the NBA, all of them tanked. Number 1 seeded Thunder drafted Josh Giddey in 2021, turned into Alex Caruso, then Chet Holmgren in 2022. The Rockets got Jalen Green, Jabari Smith Jr., and Amin Thompson from their tank. Cavs, Darius Garland, and Evan Mobley for capping it off with a big trade for Donovan Mitchell. Tanking is clearly a path to greatness if you can draft well, which Miami can. I mean, they got Tyler Herro at 13, Bam at 14, Khalil Ware at 15. Embrace the tank. Except that's the one thing that Miami won't do. Call it stubborn or stupid, but that's just not our style. There was never discussion about tanking. That's just not us. Oh, must that be nice. All these other little teams should have to tank, but that's just not our style. But what Spo should be saying is, we don't actually have to tank because we're South Beach. Yes, they are one of 3 cities stars love the plan: LA, New York, and Miami. Every time the Heat are in trouble, a star just bails them out. Lose second round to Indiana? Bam, Shaq joins that summer. Get the 1 seed, then a championship. Struggle after Shaq leaves? Oh, LeBron and Chris Bosh join 2 years later. Then 5 miserable down seasons before Jimmy Butler gets there. 5 seasons. Do you know how long normal teams have to wait between superstars? Try 40 years for the Bucks. But I'm excited to go see Nate Bargatze. He's a comedian, loved his stuff for years, got a new tour going on. Just getting out of the house, honestly, with like some big event to go to is awesome. Something to look forward to. Now, I'm always looking for the best deal on like comedy tickets, sports tickets, whatever, which is why I gotta give the sponsor of today's video, SeatGeek, a huge shout out. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app. There are more than 70,000 events listed on SeatGeek, including concerts, sports, festivals, and more. Right now, you can get tickets to the new MLB season. NBA and NHL playoffs are officially here as well. I love using SeatGeek. Even took my son to another Rockets game. I was a little afraid about how loud the noise was, but he loved it. Now, you know SeatGeek's got your back. Every single ticket here is rated 1 to 10, so you know you're getting a good deal. The green dots mean you're getting a good deal. Red, not so much. I just picked a random Astros game here in Houston, getting an amazing deal here right on the third base line. Plus, every ticket is backed by their buyer guarantee, and you know I came through for you guys. You can use the code AMHOOPS10 for 10% off your next set of tickets at SeatGeek. That is 10% off any tickets with promo code AMHOOPS10. So make sure you click the link in the description, download the app, and have the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later. Now, to be fair, the Heat are great at player development. Bam Adebayo, Max Strus, Gabe Vincent, Caleb Martin, Tyler Herro. The list is long, but mainly it's the palm trees and aqua water. So who's the next Miami star? Well, if Stephen A. is right, there might not be one, because he claims that stars are now fed up with Pat Riley's old school approach. 80 years old is just too much. Now, while I admire Pat Riley's blue-collar approach, sometimes it does backfire. Like, remember the Damian Lillard situation? Pat Riley refused to negotiate with Portland. He was like, this is our offer, no changes. But it turned out that Portland wasn't listening to Dame's little Miami trade demand. Instead, they took the best package from Milwaukee. So as a backup, the Heat got guard Terry Rozier, who was a disaster. And the Jimmy Butler trade, by the way, was a huge reason that the Heat imploded like this. I mean, this is yet another example of Jimmy taking a friggin' flamethrower to an organization on his way out. But did Riles play that right either? When Jimmy was up for an extension, Pat Riley said, well, Butler's got to earn it by playing more games, which is fair, but in the player empowerment era, Jimmy actually calls all the shots. All he had to do was make things a little uncomfortable, and they had no choice. While Riley was getting in this heated negotiation like, oh, we're not going to trade Jimmy Butler, his trade value was going down. All they got was a late first from Golden State and Andrew Wiggins. Did you even notice that Wiggs was playing that Cavs series? No. Davion Mitchell might have been the best thing about that trade. Oh, and on the other coast, Jimmy is just casually helping his new team over Houston. Riley might have messed this up. So we know that big changes are coming to Miami, and there are two paths that they can take. First, they can make a big trade this offseason, a reaction to how embarrassed they now feel. Or two, they could stay patient, wait until next offseason when they'll have a ton of cap space to lure a free agent like always. The problem is, what if nobody comes? What if Stephen A is right and stars don't want to play there? Well, in 2026, free agency looks like this. The list of players include Luka, J-Dub, Triple J, De'Aaron Fox, KD, Trey, Kyrie, Dame, Levine, Harden, Mikal Bridges, Norm Powell, Kristaps Porzingis, Vooch, and Austin Reeves. Now, some of these are unrealistic. Let's cross off Luka, J-Dub, and Fox, who will re-sign with their old teams. 4 old guys like Durant, Harden, Dame, and Kyrie, not amazing. So all that really leaves is Triple J, Trey, and Levine of all-star free agents. Not great. So what about a trade? Well, the Heat have 3 tradable first-round picks and a ton of expiring contracts. That includes the Warriors 2025 pick, the Heat's in 2030 and 32. But what about core players? How can you say that anybody is off limits? Bam Adebayo better not be complaining about being left off NBA awards lists after this. And Tyler Herro, oh, great regular season. I mean, first time All-Star, 4th year in a row, scoring 20 points or more. But yet again, bad in the postseason. Ever since the bubble, the narrative is Tyler takes a step back in big games. He even admitted to the media, I need Jimmy to win. Who says that? Well, the game plan for Cleveland wasn't just to hunt him on defense. They also took away his shot. Now, maybe that improves with better teammates, but 4 points in a closeout game 4 is ridiculous. There is no excuse for that. Also, they made a finals run without him in 2023. Is it crazy to think Tyler Herro could be traded? I mean, what if he turns down the extension this summer? He makes All-NBA next year. They really going to be put in a position to sign Herro to a supermax contract. That is what they're risking. So let's say everyone is on the table to trade. The obvious name, Giannis, but he's unrealistic. Teams like the Rockets will easily outbid the Heat. But if Giannis does request a trade, that is great news for Miami because he will suppress the market for other stars. Like the Suns wanted a big haul for KD. Yeah, not if the Greek Freak moves. The best packages would all be going to Giannis. So I fully expect the Heat to be involved in one of these names this summer. Kevin Durant, Zion Williamson, Trae Young, and an outside shot at Ja Morant. As trade bait, Miami can dangle all 3 of their picks, Jaime Jaquez and Nikola Jovic at least. But what are the positives here? Because it's not all bad for the Heat. Outside of Tyler Herro, they've also got Bam Adebayo, Khalil Ware, who is awesome as a rookie. A core foundation after Jimmy Butler. Now the only question, how do they get that Heat culture back? They obviously need some big star, like always, but who's that going to be? Is it KD? Is it Zion? I fully expect the Heat to be in all these trade talks this summer. Maybe it's Ja Morant, because the Grizzlies might actually think about trading him after what just happened. Ja's one of the big reasons, actually, that Memphis got swept, so his days in Memphis might be over.